Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, my name is Amimo Helen, and on this channel we talk on everything women's health, we talk on relationships and everything in between that, yeah. And if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much. And subscribe, like or share if my content is something that you resonate with. So today I wanted to talk about something I feel is rather personal. Yeah, and it's something like it's so rampant on the internet. People talk about it so much, but I think there is a motive to it. You see how every now and then people try to say things on single motherhood as if we are trying to shame the single mothers. You see how every time, even the men that are from single parent households, even men that are from single mothers who have been raised and bred by single mothers, find it so easy to go back on the internet to talk on single motherhood as if it's something to shame the women with. That's number one. The second notion is you see how men, or generally people just say, men's value increase as they age, while women's value decrease as they age. Yeah. So I think these two notions that people talk about a lot, I think these are like they're trying to create a social construct, to try and control reasoning to some extent. Let's start with the issue on single motherhood. You're telling me that your mom stuck by you, raised you, and we're supposed to sit back and shame them while we praise the men who left? Make that make sense. And I feel like people are now saying this to try to compel women to stay in relationships, to stay in marriages that are not serving them, that are maybe oppressing them, because out here, single motherhood is not something to be desired. In fact, it's something that to be frowned upon. And if you're a single mother, we are supposed to shame you. While somehow we forget that you are a single mother because the father somehow decided he never wanted to be a part of your children's lives. So I think this first notion of shaming single mothers and single motherhood is just a way these men are trying to make you to stick in that relationship, to stick in that marriage, because the otherwise thing that you should not consider as an option. So I think that's a way of trying to, you know, make women or girls or ladies stay in relationship and with men that are most of the times even abusive. Yes, because they've made you think that the alternative is not something to it's not something to covet. The alternative is not something to even think of, because the society will shame you. But I don't know, as someone who's been raised and have seen people being raised by their mothers and become like responsible daughters and become responsible men, I don't think single motherhood is something to be ashamed of. And if there's someone that should be ashamed, in fact, is the man that left. Anyway, let's go to the second point. People say, or most men say, in fact, some women even say that a woman's value decrease as they age, while a man's value increase as they age. Now, I think this line of thought has been like brought about or founded by men. And this is to tell you that as a woman, when you are young, or as a girl when you're still young, you should get married. You should like be in committed relationships, because only then are you valuable. Because when you're young, you are still valuable. Yes, and they're trying to make you think that as you age, your value will decrease and maybe your dating pool will kind of shrink. And I think that's BS. Why do I think so? 20, let's say a 22, 20-year-old, 19-year-old girl, they want to make you think that you have so much value. Why? Because you're easy to control. Because when they tell you have so much value then and you should rush into these committed relationships and marriages, it's because at that young age, it's so easy for them to groom you. It's so easy for them to like make you into what they want you to be. It's so easy to control a 20-year-old. You can never control a 30-year-old woman. You can never control a 27, 28-year-old woman. Yes? So when you're young, they're trying to make you think that you are so much valuable at that time. And in fact, you should rush into these marriages because only then can they have like the chance and the capacity to groom you and to condition you to be what they want. And that's why you see most of these young women, when they get married that young, 20, 19, 22, they try to go the trad wife way, the traditional wife way, the homemaker, they stay at home. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but if you're making the decision to be a stay at home mom, if you're making the decision to be a traditional wife, and you're doing that decision from an informed point of view, I'd say good for you. But you can tell me at 19-year-old is making an informed decision of being a stay-at-home mom. That's a lie. If you tell me there's a 30-year-old woman somewhere that gave up their career to stay at home, raise their children, and make their home, I'd say to some extent that is an informed decision and that is good for them. And these people want you to get married when you're still so young because then you are, I don't know, it's called the frontal lobe. It has not developed fully, and it's so easy for them to like make you into what they want you to be. And they try to make it feel like older women are less valuable. Let me tell you today, that is a lie. If I were to compare myself with my 20-year-old version, you can't tell me that I was more valuable as a 20-year-old than I am valuable right now. I like who I am more right now because I am more informed, I am more educated. I think like every decision I make, I have to sit down and evaluate the consequences of it. Yes, and it's so easy for me to like who I am right now. And there's no way someone can tell me that I was more valuable as a 20-year-old than I. That's simply BS, unless they are saying you are more valuable to men. Unless they're trying to mean that when you're young, you are more valuable to men and maybe to your partners because of your inability to, think beyond some spectrum, because of maybe your inability to think beyond something else. So anyway, what I'm trying to say most of these are normalized versions, or most of these normalized sayings or phrases or just things that people believe at face value, like shaming single mothers and trying to make it like trying to make women think that you'd rather die in marriages or you'd rather suffer in silence in relationships than opt of getting out, because single motherhood or anything of the sort is not is not like something attractive, or it's you feel like people will shame you. I think we're past that as a society. I think maybe 50, 60 years ago, if you said something of the sort, women would have believed you. But right now, if you are a woman and you're saying this, trust me, it's better to be a single mom than to be a single woman or a single mom while you're married. It's better to be or and have your peace of mind and have and to not be beaten, in marriages and relationships, simply because being single or being a single mother is something that the society is frowning upon. At the end of the day, you are more valuable alive than dead. You see, if you died in that relationship, if you died in that marriages, all we could do is, I wish she had known better, or I wish like he had gotten out of that relationship. But that will happen, and you will die, and we will feel sorry. And three or maybe at 1 year later, the man will have moved on with barely nothing happening to them, because apparently maybe after having children they say mentally you are mentally ill, or you are depressed, or something of the sort. So the truth of the matter is, there's nothing wrong with being a single mom. In fact, we should actually praise this single mom, because I know what it takes to raise a boy. I know how hard it is to raise a child. You see, my kid is barely 2 years old, and I'm like, how do single mothers do this? Because it is so hard. So, if anything, we should actually be just praising these single women. And another thing, you are valuable. And as a woman, your value will increase with age. It will increase with education, it will increase with career, it will increase with even childbearing. Trust me, the more you go through these experiences, the more your brain kind of just expands, the more you could reason, the more you could see the world for what the world is. So don't let anyone lie to you or rush you into something that you're not ready for in the name of you will be less valuable later on in life. Take your time. If marriage is something that you want to do, please take your time. Don't let anyone of the society rush you into doing anything that you don't want to do in the name of all these notions that these men are trying to push into your heads. Yes? Anyway, that brings me to the end of this video. If you've liked this video, okay, that brings me to the end of this video. And if you love my content and it's something that you'd love to see more, please like, subscribe, share if that's something that you want to. And yes, I guess I'll be seeing you in other videos.